I'm Kristen, and I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe that despite my circumstances, He is good, and His goodness and His kindness never changes. Well, what does that look like for me? I am completely bedridden. I am unable to eat any foods except for rice ground up in water, and I get my nutrients through this PICC line in my arm. I have not had any food except for the rice water since November of last year. I cannot sit up on my own yet, and I'm a mom. My husband left me 2 years ago, and my family lives out of state. I have no backup plan, and because of my situation, I'm currently unable to work. I also have a blind spot in the middle of my vision, and my hands don't fully work right yet, and I have a messed up pinky because of being bedridden and the weight of my body being held up by my hands. But what does this have to do with being a Christian? I'm imperfect. I'm known for being impatient and talking too much, and I can hear some people laughing when they're going to hear this video because they know I tend to talk too much. And I tend to have unfair expectations on others, and I'm a know-it-all, and I'm prideful. I tend to want to blame others for my issues, or use other sin for a reason for why I should get to do what I want to do. But God met me in all of that. And over time of me wanting to control my situation and God, why haven't you just healed me already? I'm a daughter of God. I shouldn't have to go through this. Why aren't you doing this? God's changed my perspective. Instead of my focus being on myself, He's slowly been turning it to Him. Who am I to put God in a box and say when I should be healed? Who am I to say what He should or shouldn't be doing? Who am I to say that He is a bad God because I'm not getting what I want? Well, the thing that I've been learning in this hard season, especially after 3 months in the hospital, my circumstances do not change who God is. Before God created the heavens and the earth, He was still perfect. And He thought about each and every one of us with a twinkle in His eye. Specifically me, He knew every single mistake I would ever make, every bad decision, each and every way I would be unfair to the people around me. And He still created me. He didn't just create me, He lovingly knit me in my mother's womb. He knows the number of hairs on my head. And in this hard time, He has chased me down. And He has loved me in my mess. When I have struggled to do the most minute physical activity, and I cried out angrily to Him, why am I having to suffer like this and suffer and suffer and suffer? I don't know the answer. But I know that He loves me. And I know that He will never leave me. And that even though I'm a mess, he still died on the cross for me, and he took that sin and he took that mess upon himself so that I could be forever with him. And it turns out that who I am isn't defined by the mistakes I've made, but rather who I am is defined by the great and extravagant love of the one who made me. I want you to know that if you feel like you can't go to church because you're too broken or you've made too many mistakes, if you feel like you can't be a Christian or you can't trust Christians because you're doing things all wrong and you're going to be judged and you'll catch fire when you step into a church, I want you to know that's a lie. That's a lie straight from the enemy's mouth. Church is not a place for you to go when you have it all together. It's not a place for people who have their lives set straight. It's a place for people who understand that they are broken and they need a savior. It is a hospital for the spiritually sick. And it's a place where no matter what we've done, we are loved and we are accepted. And that we're not defined by the good or the bad that we do. We could never do anything to make God love us any more or any less. But we're loved right where we are. And we're loved enough where God won't let us stay the way we are. I don't know what the rest of my life is going to look like. But I know that God's allowing this for a reason, and that he never ever wastes suffering. I know that I'm not alone. I know that he is good and he is kind. And I know that I'm wanted. Even just like this. And if in all of my sin and all of my brokenness, I can still be wanted, so can you. You are loved. And you're not alone. God bless you. And I hope you have a wonderful, blessed rest of your week.